Trisha Paytas has been lying about having traveled to Iran for years. This is one of her longest perpetuated lies.
Do you know anything about the Middle East? You're so inspiring, I love you. Yeah, I mean, you guys probably know this if you read my books or last year during Valentine's Day. My ex-boyfriend Amir, who I met at the strip club, was actually from Shiraz, and we went over to Shiraz in Tehran, which is over in Iran, and we went to like Dubai and Israel and like some other parts, Tel Aviv. So I know a little bit. I don't know a lot about the culture. I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I've been there. It's actually really beautiful. It's not good for someone like me to go there right now, but it is beautiful. It was a little scary, but you know, overall, people are very friendly.
We already know that she lied about traveling to both Dubai and Israel.
I've been to the Middle East. I've been to Shiraz, Tehran, Abu Dhabi, Dubai. It was a little bit of a cheaper option, but it was a longer layover. And we're like, you know what? I've never been to Dubai. It's like, I've never been to Dubai.
Trisha also continued to lie about having been to Israel, even claiming on the H3 podcast in October 2019 that she goes to Israel all the time.
You love that.
I go to Israel all the time.
However, Trisha must have forgotten that she said that Israel was on her bucket list of places to go to the year before that.
I want to go to Israel so bad, like so bad. It's like on my bucket list.
And it wasn't until December of 2020 where Trisha admitted that she hasn't been to Israel, although she claimed to not know where that came from.
Fun fact, actually really sad fact, I've never been to Israel. Where did this come from?
That would be from you, ma'am. Maybe you should try to remember your lies better.
Although Trisha previously claimed to have been to several places in the Middle East, she told Lena the Plug that she's only been to one Middle Eastern country.
I've been to one Middle East country. I've been to Shiraz, which, well, that's not the country, that's a town. It's in Iran. I've been to the Middle East. I've been to Shiraz, Tehran, Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
You've been to Iran?
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
I liked it. It was a little scary, but, well, we stayed in Tehran, which is like the city, which is basically like New York. But he lived in Shiraz, where there was a bunch of goats. Like, we stayed with the parents one night, and there was like goats, like just like running through the house.
Through the street.
In retelling this story, Trisha continues to say that her ex, Amir, and his family are from Shiraz. However, Trisha has obviously forgotten that she had said in a now-deleted video from 2015 that it was actually her manager who was from Shiraz.
When I stripped, I was a magnet for Persian guys to like date. And one of my favorite people that I dated, we call it that, is Amir, who is Persian, straight from Shiraz, Iran. Oh no, he wasn't from Shiraz. My manager was. He was from Tehran. My ex-boyfriend Amir, who I met at the strip club, was actually from Shiraz. Oh no, he wasn't from Shiraz. My manager was. He was from Tehran.
Trisha continued to tell this story of traveling to Iran on the Zach Sang show in December of 2022.
I mean, I've been to Iran. How many people can say that? I've been to Tehran, you know what I mean? Shiraz.
She once again repeated this story the following year to her fans on TikTok Live.
Ever consider including the Middle East in one of your tours? I would love to. I think the Middle East is such a beautiful area, part of our world, part of our universe. Because I feel like when I was younger, the Middle East got such a bad rap, right? I was in school during like 9/11, and like during that time, our country wrongfully put this fear in us about people from the Middle East, and it really sucked because I was always so scared. Like when I moved to LA, like, okay, I was like, when that happened, I was like 13 years old. And when I moved to LA, I was so scared. As someone's like, oh my God, I was like from Iran. I was like, oh my God, that's so scary. But it wasn't until I went there with somebody that I met when I was really young, like 20. And I was like, this is like beautiful. This is like a beautiful country. And obviously I've been to Dubai, and that was beautiful, but I met people from Lebanon who I love so much. And like, you know, it's just really crazy that they like instilled that everyone in the Middle East, Afghanistan was like such a scary place. But like, I met some really great people from there, like the older I got, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this like sucks that like these are really like loving people, and we were like taught to fear them, like even like on the plane. Like it was crazy, and it was a lot of the news, a lot of our government, and it sucks. And like now I would love to go to the Middle East because there's just so many wonderful people that I know from there. I mean, my husband's from the Middle East, you know what I mean? Like, And the way he describes growing up, like, is obviously a lot different than how we grew up here in America. But, like, there's a lot of, like, love, and, like, the people there are love and stuff like that. So, thank you for being kind, General. I mean, I love people, and I love different cultures, and I love learning about different parts of the world. And it sucks that, like, we're taught to fear a place, and most of it's not even based in reality.
Well, it was a little scary, but...
So, it just kind of, like... sucks, you know, the whole thing. But yeah, I would love to go, but I just know I just never had like a touring option present itself that way. But yeah, I would absolutely love to go. So if someone books Middle East tours, count me in. I'm so going. 1,020,000 million %. I didn't realize like Dubai was, I mean, I knew it was the Middle East, and that's obviously a Muslim country, but like I didn't realize like they were like kind of homophobic a little bit, and like look down on people who do work like I've done. So I think maybe I wouldn't travel there again.
Now let's circle back again to the conversation that Trisha had with Lena the Plug in July of 2020. Trisha told Lena that they stayed in Shiraz one night with Amir's family.
But he lived in Shiraz where there was a bunch of goats. Like, we stayed with the parents one night and there was like goats, like just like running through the house.
The street.
So not only did Trisha apparently forget that it was actually her manager who was from Shiraz, but also it looks like she has forgotten what she said about Middle Eastern men in a video from 2018 that is still currently on her channel.
I watch that 90 Day Fiancé. I talk about this all the time, that Nikki O was on it as like a sub story. Like, their friend was having a 90 Day Fiancé, but you know, they come from the Dominican, they come from Indonesia, and you know, it's like there's like Middle Eastern men, and I'm like, oh wow, like I've never dated that like culture before. And oh my god, this whole video, I don't think like Trisha being ignorant for 20 minutes straight, but like watching that show, I was like, oh my god, like this is a whole culture. And I'm not talking physical appearance, because I do think like all guys are attractive. Asian men, I think all guys like are attractive, but I'm talking about like I never got to experience that culture because I've never dated someone long term that was Middle Eastern. I did kind of see that guy from the strip club, but I never met his family, never got into like culture of it.
She never met his family? Interesting.
Like, we stayed with the parents one night.
I never met his family, never got into like culture.